Awake. Pay attention. Think of your present situation. Are you unhappy, fearful, and unsatisfied? Then what do you do? Do you want to change? This is what the doctor is asking you. If you can seriously answer those questions, you're really, really good. Your word is your medicine. Why did you write this?
Well, through experience again, I realized that when you use a negative word, it is more harmful than maybe an instant gunshot at the time. Because you can always, retract your words and then maybe by subduing an action for another action, a good action for a bad action, by focusing on the words, even sometimes before you say them, it's important. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is at the time. You may be having some financial problems, yes, you know that it's reality. But are you going to say, boy, I'm broke. I am not going to find another dollar. It's hard and my life has no purpose. No, even if you know that you are broke and your life has no purpose right now, start thinking and giving your life purpose with positive words. You can say, okay, you know what, this is my last dollar, but today I'm going to make another dollar. I'm going to attract that dollar by just maybe going out, whether you're a farmer or what, doesn't matter, whatever you're into as business legally. You go out with the mindset that you're going to make a dollar today and you're going to affirm it. Now, you may not make the dollar today, but you have tomorrow. You keep going. You never stop.
You know, when I see this, your word is your medicine, the first thing that comes to mind is, for me, is how people treat their relationships. They say something and they say they don't mean it. But I remember in growing up, people say, especially when you're upset, you'll say something. Even if you didn't mean it, there was some truth in it. And that's why you said it. You might have exaggerated it, you may have magnified it, but there is some little truth in that. So when I read this, I'm expecting to read something that is going to say to me, choose your words carefully, because once they're out, you cannot change that person's frame of mind as to what you meant. And you cannot, even if you say, you will try to take it back or you try to show remorse, sometimes it's too late. You can't take it back. And not just in relationships, it could in like emotional relationships, but even business relationships, you know? And I also think when I look at this kind of book, I'm thinking to myself, I have got to be reliable. And when I'm reliable, people are going to respect me. And when people respect me, I'm going to really like that, because everyone likes when people respect you, because it means that people will want your opinion on certain things, that whatever you say to them is going to be important. And when that happens, it's just like, for women, we love going to the hairdressers because it makes us feel good, even though we may not, we've got our own issues and so on. But as soon as we go to the hairdressers and they make us, look good, we start to feel good. From what I've seen there, and I've not opened the book yet, can I expect to see something like that, or that kind of positivity?
Well, yes, you will get a lot of that, not only with the, positive words per se, but also in the arena of medicine, especially for cancer patients. It brings it back to one thing, your word. Now, you may be a bit human, you may say something that you probably did meant it at the time, but I still believe that you have time to maybe call that person and forgive, you ask that person to forgive you. It helps. Because, you let that person feel, well, yes, you said that it was terrible, it was hurtful, but the fact that you called and you really meant the forgiveness, the person can feel passion from that, it helps. It does not make sense you allow the person to die without the forgiving part of it.
That's another thing we hear about people passing away, and the people they've left behind are full of regrets.
That is a sad story.
Full of regrets, and that's something that we need to bear in mind. Now, one of the things I like about just looking through your book is it's clean. It's clean. The pages are white. The text is large, because that's something that when we read, the text is large. I'll just put it here just in case anyone can see it. It's readable, And I think also the chapters are short.
They are.
They're very short, and I saw one here that actually starts with a scenario, and that's always also very, very good, because you can put yourself in that person's experience when you look at the scenario. But the other thing as well that people need to know is that you've done this all on your own, not just written the
All on my own. No company discovered me, no publisher discovered me. I discovered myself. And I decided I may not be like, you know, the best sellers out there internationally, but I am a bestseller locally on the island as my initial stage, you know, into producing the book. And the company on the island, I mean, Campbell's, you know, business machine, they started with me from scratch. So when I become more popular into my work, I want to carry them as long as they're existing. Yeah. I want to continue with them.
What do you have to go through to do it? How long did this take to write, approximately?
Well, it's the writing part of it was not challenging because the experiences were just there, you know, one after another. Just, you know, I had to compile all that information based on experiences, so it was very easy to put it together. But the challenge was the editing and the type, how you call that, layout. Yeah. I want to take that back on saying I did everything on my own. I want to extend courtesy to my daughter. She's my layout, Swelling Myers. My inspiration, I have two daughters. One is 8, one is 17. Now the little one, she's my inspiration because if I am reading a book, she wants to have the exact book to read. Now she told me she needs one like that one. And that is a good thing. And then my older daughter, 17 years, Swelling Myers, she does everything for my books, my layout, typing at times, along with some of her school friends. Would you believe that I had to hire her school friends part-time because I saw the interest they had to do my typing? Oh. Michelle Ostry, I mean, she was really good in doing the typing, and it assisted my daughter to do the layouts, as well as Chrissy. So I'm so proud of them because at the time they were high school, you know, teenagers. Yes, yes. Now they are out of high school, into university now, 1-2 of them. And I do not want to forget them. Because when you have youth that are so intelligent and so inspired by your work, you have to say, you have to talk about it. Wow. And then they practice what I preach in the sense that, well, they admit to, you know, Mommy, practice what you preach. You know, if you say no negative word, it's no negative word. The little one is always on my case. Remember your word. So she knows the book by heart. Because sometimes if I'm going through the book, I love reading my books. And that's the beauty of it. I want to know that when a client is interested, I do not want them coming to me to say, can I purchase your book and it's in their home like a white elephant? No. Yeah. You come in, you do a seminar, you do a lecture. It could be one-on-one lecture, but I want to know that it's going to work for you. And you're not taking this book home to just put it there without reading it. You have to apply everything that is, you know, applicable. You have to apply things in order to get results. You take by action. And to ensure that, I know when you're in my office and we do the one-on-one, you're going to go through this book, and if you are unable to read, I will read it for you. And I do that as well.
It's quite easy to read. As I said, you can see it quite clearly. Content is very, very sharp. So here's the book. It's called Your Word is Your Medicine. If you want to know more, here it is. We'll give you some more information about it at the end of the show.